All right, welcome back to the Giant and the Jet. We have divisional weekend in the books. We have some baseball moves by both the Mets and the Yankees. It is January 21st, 2026, doing a late night podcast, almost 10 o'clock, but we're committed. We're here for the ride. So welcome
Yep.
in, Mike.
Yep. If it ever works out someday down the road, if we ever make a dime off of this, it's because of what Big Cat said. He says the secret about making a podcast is just doing it
Yeah,
week
let's keep
weekly,
going.
which I thought would be really easy, but it is sometimes hard. You have to find time to do it. You're
Yeah, we
like,
both have lives outside of this,
yeah.
unfortunately.
TC girls soccer just won in overtime. That's why we started so late. Let's go.
Very nice. Be
Yeah.
nice if we started this in like college when we didn't have anything else going on. We could just sit in our apartment and just
Yeah.
go to town. We did that anyway without recording.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, so let's get started. We got the Yankees finally make a bigger move. It seems like they've been relatively quiet this offseason outside of I think they traded for like a relief pitcher, maybe Ryan Weathers' is his name, something like that. But they make another move. They bring back Cody Bellinger. Uh, 5 years, 162, something like that. So what are your thoughts there? You like the signing?
So 162 divided by 5, so
32.
32 million a year. Um, so overall, no, right? Because he's a 30-year-old guy. It's the same exact thing we did with DJ LeMahieu. It's the same exact thing we did with Aaron Hicks. It's the same exact thing we did with Stanton. We just keep going in this cycle. Um, so basically, no, because I know that we're not winning the World Series with this move. Um, what I will say is they had to do this move because the reality is Cody Bellinger, I was looking up his numbers today. He's going to bat anywhere from 260 to 270. He's going to bat 25 to 30 home runs. He's going to hit 90 RBIs. And most importantly, is he's a lefty.
Yep.
So you can squeeze him in right in between Judge and Stanton. And if the Yankees are going to lie to themselves, and the Yankees are going to lie, and the Yankee fans are going to lie to themselves. Whoops. I thought I already did that. Do not disturb. That's actually a Yankees fan texting me. How Dre. But anyway, um, if we're going to lie to ourselves saying that we can, win the World Series, we had to do this signing. Aaron Judge will be 34, 35.
So at 33 maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Judge age. He'll be 33. He'll be 34 at the start of April 26th.
Oh, Mets
So
just made another move.
we'll talk about it in a second. So he'll be 34. Garrett Cole will be 35. I believe Stanton will be 36. We keep saying the window is closing. The window might have already closed, but with Cody Bellinger not there, we definitely would have been shut down. Um, you know, we still don't have a shortstop. We really don't have a first baseman. We have our third baseman bats 200. So really, we're going to be in the same exact spot. We're going to do the same exact thing.
Yeah.
We literally we're bringing back the same exact team. I would say the only difference is Cole's coming back. He'll be 35 unless he turns into a Verlander. That's older for a pitcher.
Coming
Uh,
off elbow surgery too.
Off elbow surgery. He won't be able to pitch 100 anymore into the seventh inning. So what do I think overall? It's a terrible signing, and it's the same. We're just in the same pattern. We can't escape it. We're in debt. It's almost like we're in debt, and the only like we pay off a little bit of time, then we just go more into debt. Um,
When are these kids gonna like you have Dominguez who seems like he's rotting away on the bench. I
yeah,
guess he's just not never gonna get any play time. He's not really a good fielder, but you have
literally
him.
field.
Who's the guy? Spencer Jones, I think, is another big one.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you got to give these guys some time eventually.
But we're in win now mode. So that's what I'm saying is we contradict ourselves because what the New York Yankees do is we don't trade away our prospects because they're too valuable, but then we don't play our prospects because we're in win now mode and we sign vets who are too old, they're not durable, they break down. We start hot, we break down, we regroup, we survive. We win versus the AL Central, we lose.
Rinse and repeat.
It's been 16 years. So, I mean, yeah, the signing was good. If you're a delusional Yankees fan and you think we can win the World Series, it was great because we needed a lefty bat of that caliber, veteran leadership. He is
Yep.
only 30. You hope you get 2 to 3 years of a good ball player out of it. You hope
That's
he,
really probably the Yankees window too, is like 2 to 3 years. You
yeah,
think in
yes.
2027 or 2028, like all these
Oh,
guys are
this
going
is
to be
it.
30.
This is it. This is the window. Like this is it. At least if you're talking about Aaron Judge. So that's it.
That's what you're talking about because he's the second best player in baseball, best hitter. So this is the time.
Who, Judge?
Yeah.
I'd say he's the best hitter. I'd say he's the
Yeah.
second, but I'd say also if Sohei Ohtani's pitching, I'd say he's the second best player.
No.
Um, and we'll get into it after the Mets, but do I think the price of 32 million is reasonable?
I
Yeah.
was gonna say these contracts are getting kind of crazy though. Like, what is Judge making like 35, 30,
I'd
like to
make
40?
it 40.
Yeah, this guy's making $8 million less than the best hitter in the sport.
Yeah.
Contracts are getting out of hand.
The contracts are getting out of hand, but that's why long-term contracts make more sense. So Bryce Harper's still getting paid 30 million a year.
Yeah.
It's like what a steal. You know what I mean? So it's better to get these players and like sign very, very, very long contracts because in 5 years the market just keeps resetting itself. But we'll talk about the Dodgers in a second. So that's what I think the Bellinger move was. Your Mets make some moves. They get I don't know if it's a shortstop or where he's going to play, but they get Bo.
He's
The
not a good fielding shortstop, so he's probably gonna play third, second DH, I would say.
Okay, but I'll just talk about the Mets moves. I know they got Robert Jr. from the White Sox, and then you said they have another move. What did the Mets just do?
They just traded for Freddie Peralta from the Milwaukee Brewers. It's their ace. Um, Gave up two prospects for him. They're actually like high level prospects, both in the top 100. So that's tough. But I'm guessing they're gonna probably ink him to a deal. So we'll see. It literally just broke like as we started the podcast. So we finally shore up their pitching. I think that was actually the last point I was gonna make after I talked about these new moves. Is I think
18-6, 2.7 ERA. That's a
he's
big move.
good. He's good. He's
Wow.
gonna be our frontline probably number one starter. So. Can't complain. We're really trying to go for it. I mean, I know we had to trade for a pitcher. I was hoping that we were going to get Scooble or we were just going to try and sign like Framber Valdez. But this is Stern's guy. I think Stearns drafted him and he brought him up through the Brewer system. So it makes complete sense. We just need to pay him now. I think he's on an expiring deal. So we'll probably give him a nice $40 million a year to throw for us. Um,
How old is he?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I mean, I'll ask a dumb question. Why would the Brewers, who finished in first place last year, trade a guy like that? Was he a free agent at the end of the year?
He's 29. Yeah, he's a free agent at the end of the year. So I'm guessing they just want to maximize their return for him.
I guess that just sucks to be a Brewers fan right now. Honestly, it sucks to be any fan outside of Mets. I mean, literally Mets, Yankees, and Dodgers.
Blue Jays,
Blue
Phillies.
Jays, Padres maybe, but like
Yeah,
if you're a bottom 25 franchises, like they can't win. And if
yeah.
they do, it has to be like one lucky year.
It's a miracle.
Miracle.
You go on a perfect run at the end of the season, you beat the Dodgers somehow, or you run
Yeah.
through the
Get
AL,
them in
beat
the
the
first
Dodgers.
round, 5 game series. Someone gets hot. But so I mean that's a huge move. Do you think that move's bigger than Bo? Uh,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was our biggest need going into the offseason. I think everyone knows it is we needed a pitcher. We finally get the guy. Like we have a bunch of younger. Well, one of the guys we traded is a young pitching prospect, which sucks, but. You watch our team last year and our guys couldn't go over 5 innings. They all burned out in the second half. This is honestly a prime time deal. I think this is what the Mets should have started their offseason with. And the whole Pete Alonso, Nimmo leaving, Diaz leaving wouldn't have been as heartbreaking for the fans. It still is, obviously, because those are homegrown guys, but I think this is what the fan base was clamoring for. So they nailed it, I think, with that trade. Bo Bichette deal is interesting. So he gets 3 years, 126 million, but he gets an opt out after each year, and if he opts out, we owe him another 5 million. So that was kind of an interesting clause they threw in there. It's basically like playing on 3 1-year deals was how I was looking at it. Like he
that's the new
plays
sport.
good.
Boris does that every time now.
Yeah, he plays good this year. He's gone. He doesn't play good this year. We have him next year. He plays good next year. He's gone. So it was interesting, but he's kind of what we need. He's not the best fielder, but he's gonna put the ball in play. He hits good with runners in scoring position. You put him like in the five hole with Soto and Lindor on base, maybe the four hole even, and he's gonna drive him in. So it's a good move, I think. And then the other move he made was Lou Bob, Luis Robert Jr. Traded Baby Acuna and a young pitcher. I haven't even heard of this guy. I think we just drafted him for 1 year of Luis Robert, 22 million. He's a great fielder, great base runner. He hasn't hit like at all. If you look at his past 2 years, he like can't. He hasn't hit over like 230. I think he doesn't have a lot of power. But in 2023, he hit like 38 home runs or something like that. So maybe just leaving that organization, the constant losing, coming to an organization that at least is trying to win. Maybe it sparks his bat back up. He could hit another 30, 25, 30 home runs. So we'll see. I think it's a high risk, high reward move. And, that's honestly kind of what we needed in center field. So can't keep running Tyrone Taylor out there every single freaking day because that's what they were doing at the end of last season. I think it hurt them a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so unless something else crazy happens, how would you rate the Mets offseason letter grade?
Letter grade. I think this is probably it. I think we're gonna get maybe one more bullpen pitcher, but it'll be like minor league deals or like a 1 year contract for a guy who's just sitting around. But I would say this is probably it, and I give it a B. Um,
Okay.
losing your home. What's up?
I think it would have been an A if you could keep Pete.
I think so too. That's the one big thing because I mean, I guess Semien will play first, or I can't even remember the guy's name now. We signed another guy who might play first, Jorge Polanco. But they're not going to hit 40 home runs and be a stalwart in the middle of the lineup. They're going to be 20 home run guys who get on base a little more than Pete and could run a little better, but don't have that pop. So
I guess I just don't understand. I understand all of these moves, like getting a surefire defensive center fielder, getting Bo, Lindor, Soto. You get your ace.
Polanco
Really
too.
don't get losing that guy who hits 40 home runs, 128 RBIs. Like I said this before. I just don't really get it. It's hard to hit 40 home runs with a 250 average. Like
Yeah. Him
it's
and
hard.
Bellinger got the same exact contract, which is interesting too. I guess it's just they just didn't value his defense at all. Like they just see him as a bat only. But if he hits 40 home runs, like I would have signed up for it.
NL has DHs now, so like
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think I would rather have signed him for 5 years than Polanco for two or in the same AAV. But I don't know. I think they're nervous about him breaking down. He's going to become Chris Davis 2.0, where all of a sudden he just loses his power and then he's not worth it anything.
Yep. Of course, that was the worst contract ever. The final thing that I was going to say was, what was your reaction when the Dodgers signed Kyle Tucker? A lot of people are upset. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's really like it's kind of their fault because they're just giving out contracts to literally anybody they want. But you need teams that are going to compete with them. Like if it's the Mets, Yankees, and Dodgers in on every single player, and the Dodgers end up with a third of the guys, like it's kind of how it's going to go.
Yeah.
I think someone else needs to step up and start paying. Like I know the Pirates don't have a lot of money or the Reds don't have a lot of money, but I don't blame these players for going to the Dodgers. The lockout's going to be interesting to see what happens. Like they're gonna have to raise the floor. They're gonna have to revenue share it some better way. Um, but yeah, the contracts are just getting ridiculous too. Like we talked to, I know we just talked about this with Bellinger, but how the hell is this guy making? Was he making like $60 million a year?
About Kyle Tucker.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot.
I,
It's
he's a good ball player too, but like $60 million, like I don't know.
his contract is, if it loads, it's not loading. Um,
I think it's 6,240.
204, 240 million divided by four
Yeah, 60 mil.
with a 64 million signing bonus.
That's
So
crazy. Like, I guess he was the best player of the free agency, but if you look at his stats, like, is he worth, Otani money, Soto money? Like,
with that signing bonus, by the way, I don't know if that's added. to the 240, or it's the signing bonus plus the 240?
I think it's included in the 240.
Okay. So 240, I mean, yeah, is he worth $60 million a year? I'm sorry, he's not.
Yeah.
But
I don't
unless
think
you
so.
have unlimited money, um, I don't know. I don't know how to combat the Dodgers. The only thing I will say, really the only way of to combat these people is by fighting it before, like you can't let them have the opportunity. So like the Astros should have signed Kyle Tucker when 3 years ago. Like the
Yeah.
Yankees should have never let Aaron Judge get to free agency. They should have 3, 4 years. The Yankees in 2017, after his rookie year, the Yankees are weird, but right there you give him a 10-year contract. Just like the Royals do, the Braves do it a
The
lot.
Braves do it well, yeah.
Braves do it really great. Like the Pirates right this very moment, and this is the problem with baseball. This is where a minimum has to come in. This is where they have to spend. There is no reason why the Pirates should not go up to their pitcher, Skeens, right now and go, Skeens. I mean, how old is Paul Skeens?
He's like 24.
Paul Skeens' age. Paul Skeens is 23 years old.
Yeah.
There is no reason why they shouldn't go up to Paul Skeens and go, I'm going to give you an 18-year contract.
Yeah, or even 10 years, 400 million. Like
Yeah,
guarantee him.
15 years, 400 million guaranteed.
No.
Why are you doing that? Like, why aren't you doing that if you're the Pirates? The Tigers, 2 years ago with their pitcher, why aren't you giving him a $280 million contract? That's hard to deny. Not everyone's Juan Soto. People have
No.
families. So
No.
it, that's I mean, because if we can go into the logistics of the Dodgers, what's wrong with baseball, it's all TV and whatever.
Well, their group, I was looking at their group because I was curious, like, how can they just like afford to throw? Because they're throwing the money away. Like, even if they make a decent amount of it back, like they're still losing money. They're like a partner or investment group, and they have $270 billion in assets. So they can just that 240 million they just paid Tucker is a write-off. Like they're probably making that back in investment in a couple days. Like it's crazy.
I mean, yeah, well, I don't want to go too much into the Dodgers, but
Yeah. They need to get beat though. Someone needs to knock them off, or a bunch of their guys need to get hurt or regress, and they'll lose. And then those investments won't pan out. Like Otani's gonna be what 40 years old at the end of his contract. I can't see it holding up forever.
it will
Um,
be really interesting with the Dodgers. In like, this might be one of those situations where only time will tell, where we're gonna just wait and see. Like maybe in 10 years, this is a disaster because they
yeah,
owed so much money to all these players. And like, yeah, they're winning right now, but it's like kind of like the Rams, the first time Stafford won, where immediately after the Super Bowl, they kind of sucked for a couple of years because, like, well, yeah, you have no draft picks.
yeah. You trade all your draft picks
Traded
for literally
everyone,
every
all your
player. Yeah,
free agency, you're in cap hell. Like, you won the Super Bowl, but you're in hell.
no.
So I don't know. I mean,
The thing is that they don't trade like a lot of prospects for these guys. They just sign them off the block, so they can still build their
they're the
farm
best
system.
prospect system.
Yeah. That's the only tough part where it's like, is this ever gonna end? But we'll see.
We'll see. Uh,
Yep.
that's our baseball. Good job, the Mets, for signing that. That's pretty cool. Now
Yeah,
you're getting an ace. You
I know
probably
it's
need
nice.
another, but maybe later on in the season.
They got some good like rookies and or guy who was a rookie last year, McLean, who looks like he's gonna be good. So maybe he'll be our number two, and then we have 3 through 5 does matter, but not as much as I think those top two guys. So you need like true stoppers, and I think that's what they have with Peralta and McLean.
Okay.
All right. Let's go on to football now. Middle of the football season, we start off with baseball. It's certainly interesting. All right, let's. So the Giants finally come to terms with John Harbaugh. There was some, they signed him. Then there was some disputing on power.
Yeah.
He's finally on the Giants though, and he reports directly to ownership.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? It's official. It's a done deal.
So I'm happy. I am a 9 out of 10 happy. The only way I would be the only way I could be happier is if we like had Patrick Mahomes and John Harbaugh. You know what I mean? Like, because like, what's the next level? Be like, well, if I had Josh Allen and John Harbaugh, then I'd be like, whoa. I'm through the moon. I'm very, very, very happy he's here. A lot of reports that there are a lot of ex New York Giants making calls to the Mara family, telling them that they have to do this, including Eli Manning John Harbaugh called Eli Manning. Eli Manning called him. Tom Coughlin called the Mara family and was like, "What are you waiting for? Just do it." The Mara family had a lot to work out because there's a lot of Mara people running player development and player scouting and all this stuff. And basically, John Harbaugh is like, if I come in there, I'm running everything, just like his brother just did with the Chargers. I'm
Yeah.
going to take over. And by the way, the Chargers would be in the AFC Championship game if they had both their left and right tackle, but they got hurt. It's just unbelievable. And the fact that Joe Shane, he's such he's such a I'm just gonna say loser. Like he's such a loser. Why wouldn't you just be like, of course, come in here, John Harbaugh? Like, of
Yeah.
course, come in here, extend my job another 10 years because you're about to get fired.
Yeah.
Like, what would that literally be like? That would be like if the best high school football coach in the world was like, I want to come to work at Tampa Catholic, but I really don't want to be managed and blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, of course.
Yeah.
Man, I'll win
Please.
seven. I'll win seven state championships. I'll leave you alone. I'll let your talent flourish. I'll give my opinions if they're asked, and that's it. So clearly, he had to swallow a big pill. He was asked about it. He was like, "Well, how do you feel?" But he's like, "It's just something written on paper." He
Wait,
said,
this is what the GM said?
Joe Shane said, "They go, what do you think about the fact that he only reports tomorrow?" And he goes, "That's only something written on paper." And I'm like, "Well, thank God it's written on paper because I don't want you
Because now
anywhere
it's legally binding.
I don't want you anywhere near the draft. I don't want you any like, just work out some salary cap things and get out of our way.
No.
Um, I just watched the Broncos, who had to give up a first, a second, and a third in order to get Sean Payton. They're still paying the highest paid player in the Broncos is Russell Wilson with $32 million. That is the fascinating statistic. They are the one seed with Bo Nix.
No.
I think John Harbaugh is a Hall of Fame coach. I put him in the category of Sean Payton. I am very, very, very excited. Like I said, I am a 9 out of 10 for excitement level. I don't know what we're going to do next year, but here's what I want. I want it to be Thanksgiving, and I don't want them to lose. I
That's
want it to
fair.
be Thanksgiving, Thursday
Yeah.
or Sunday, that weekend, and I don't want them to win and me go, oh, why would we win that?
Yeah, like you want to be like 6-4 and Thanksgiving.
I'll take 4-6. Like I'll take 5-5. I just want to be relatively competent as a franchise, which we haven't been. We have not been. It's like
Yeah.
unbelievable how bad and incompetent we are. So I think he's going to bring competency. I think he's going to bring organization. I think he's going to bring a playbook. I think he's going to bring 19 years as an NFL head coach. I think he made the playoffs like 14 out or 15 out of those times.
He's a
Uh,
beast.
he won a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. I mean, he had Ray Lewis, but I really, 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 I'm beyond happy. So
He's like the CEO type of GM or coach, which is like probably what the Giants need right now. You don't need like a Sean McVay X's and O's guy. You need someone who's going to change the culture and make them a winning team again. And it seems like that's exactly what you need and what he's going to bring. So
yeah, and I will give credit to the Maras in this sense. I'm really, really happy they didn't let him leave the building because if that lingered and the Bills lost, I don't really know how he turns down Josh Allen.
yeah, yeah,
So
he would have been the Bills coach if you that contract negotiation got held up for any longer.
100%. So I was really nervous with Joe Shane like delaying this, and I'm like, guys, and the Bills are our first topic, but guys, the Bills aren't actually good. Like they'll probably lose because like their team's terrible. It's just Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So like we have to do this before this team fire because I mean I knew the Bills were going to fire their coach. So I was like, we got to get this guy signed. Thank God we did. I'm looking forward to a great Giants season. I'm like excited. You know, we have the fifth pick. We have salary cap. I'm curious to see what we do. Our schedule is going to be 10 billion times easier than last year. We won't be on Hard Knocks. Like I feel like I just experienced the last 10 years of my life was just like, okay, that sucked.
A
But like
torture chamber.
it's a cycle. And like here I come, I'm getting out of the cycle. Because in the 60s, the New York Giants were so in the 1950s and early 60s, the New York Giants were powerhouse. Then in the 70s, we were the worst team in football. Then in the 80s, we were a powerhouse, or into early 90s. Then we slid off a little. Then 2000s, powerhouse, and then we were just dog shit. So we were in a cycles.
You're back to the Super
Hopefully,
Bowl or two in the next 10 years.
Super Bowl. I can't even comprehend that. I just want to like 9-8 and like just
I can't comprehend the Super Bowl either.
Super
I
Bowl.
don't even remember like what it feels like to root for my team in the playoffs, so
I know. Or like I remember the last time the Giants made the playoffs with Daniel Jones, I was like, but we're a bad team and Daniel Jones is bad. So they beat the
you beat
Vikings
Kirk Cousins.
and they beat the Vikings, and I was like, but we're a bad team. So then finally the Eagles destroyed us, and I was like, okay, thank God. We're a horrible football team. How are we winning? So
All
anyway,
right.
really, really
On to
happy.
another team that loses in the playoffs every year.
Yep.
So the Bills, Sean McDermott's out. Tough game.
Yeah.
Um, what are your, do you think it seems like based on how you were in the middle of that topic that you thought they were going to fire him. So do you like it? Do you think they should have fired him?
You have to fire him. A lot of people disagree with me. My dad disagrees with me. You have to fire the coach. Josh Allen, I believe the number is seven. The Bills and Josh Allen's tenure have been in seven overtime games in the playoffs. He is 0 for 7.
I think that's just career. I don't think that's the playoffs.
That's career.
Yeah.
That's still insane.
Yeah, I think two of them were playoffs and the rest were five regular season, maybe something like that.
Listen, you got to change the mojo here. Um,
Something.
you
Uh,
got Buccaneers did it, the Colts did it. We're talking about early 2000s.
Dungy Gruden is that
Yeah, well, weirdly the basically the Bucks did it with Gruden. You got to just change it up sometimes. It's just this isn't the voice is not carrying over. It's not working.
Yep.
It's Josh Allen versus the world. The Bills do not have a single wide receiver that would, I don't think that would start on another NFL team. Their defensive line is pitiful and old. I mean, Jordan Poyer, how old is this fucker?
How I was shocked that he was still playing.
I mean,
I watched him like every week and I was like, that brought this guy back. Like he was on the team, what, like 3 or 4 years ago when he was watching you bring him back.
yeah, Rachel Bush must be keeping him alive. Um,
FAU legend.
you legend. I mean, also Josh Allen. I just don't think Josh Allen is being coached very well. He runs with the ball out here in his palm all the time. He's not like you can run around and be Superman in the regular season, but in the postseason, that doesn't work. It's like, what do
Yeah.
I do by that? Well, he had 4 turnovers in the game. Was that call?
Five.
That
Or no,
call?
four. Four.
Huh?
It was five overall. He had four.
He had four by himself.
Yeah. And then Cook had one.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You're a starting quarterback. You cannot. That's CJ Stroud. You cannot have 4 turnovers in a football game in a playoff game. You will lose. Now they had 5 overall, but four by yourself. And I know the last one, like, well, that was a catch. Da 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 da. Still an interception. You had the ball in
The
overtime.
the one that hurt them the most was the when they had like 6 second or 13 seconds, whatever it was left in the first half. And instead of just kneeling the ball, you take your lump and you go to the locker room. Down 3 points, he scrambles for literally no reason, fumbles it. Just that's on coaching. They have to take a knee there and live to see another day. You're down three, that's fine. You have the best quarterback in the league or one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I think that's one of the main reasons why McDermott got fired, I think, honestly.
I just think
That's unprepared.
if you took Josh Allen off this team, what would the record be?
That 7-10, 6-11,
I
maybe.
think I think they're like 5-12.
Yeah.
Like they are not a good football team. Like, I'm sorry. And
That. So I know you said that the coach should have been fired. I thought it should have been a GM.
okay.
Their draft picks for the past 3 years have been bad. They don't address issues in the middle of the season. Like I don't know how Cooks was your Brandon Cooks was your wide receiver choice when you saw the room that they had. You had Keelan Coleman who doesn't stay on the field. Uh, Palmer's always hurt. Shakir's good, but he's like a slot guy. Like, and their one move is Cooks. You got to go for one of the guys that was traded. That Waddle was on the move. Jacoby
Myers.
Myers was on the move. Olave probably could have been had if the price was right, and they just sat on their hands. And I
Like,
think that was one of the things that
by the
cost
way,
them.
for what? A second, third round draft pick?
Yeah,
Like,
or even a late first. It doesn't matter. You want to win the Super Bowl this year. You don't care about who you're drafting next in the upcoming draft.
go trade two first round draft picks and go get Max Crosby. Like, you
Yeah,
gotta make a move. You gotta do
yeah.
something. I felt bad for Bills fans, but at some point, I know Josh. Here's my big. Oh, I didn't even write this down. At some point, the actual thing that's going to have to change, and this was my major talking point all weekend, and it's about Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, you're hysterically crying. Take less money. Take less money. Now, I know everyone's like, oh, well, that's so easier. It's so easy, easier said than done. Your wife is Haley Steinfeld. She's a
And you in a
model.
million commercials.
He's making like 20 to 30 million dollars a year. Josh Allen, you can go sign a Nike deal, a Gatorade deal, a fucking a teddy bear, any deal
He,
you
he's
want.
in a he already has those deals too. You see him in every commercial. He's on.
Have the money. I
Yeah.
did a deep dive on Tom Brady, and I know Tom Brady's the most extreme case. Do you know how much cap Tom Brady was taking percentage wise during most of those Super Bowl runs?
I could guess like 10, 15%. I don't know.
5% of the cap
What
for
does Josh
both
Allen
teams,
take?
20% of the cap. And I'm not talking about Tom Brady's rookie contract deal. I'm talking about Tom Brady all the way through the Patriots, all the way into the Buccaneers. There was a year in the Buccaneers he was getting paid $8 million, where other quarterbacks were getting paid 40 to 50.
That's crazy.
Josh, you want to win a Super Bowl. It's what matters more. You will have a TV. He is personable. You will have a TV
Yeah.
contract later on. For God's sake, man, you can have a podcast with Haley Steinfeld tomorrow. And seriously,
Yeah.
you start a podcast tomorrow with your wife and make $100 million.
Yeah.
Anyone can make a podcast now.
Spotify will pay them easily, or Apple, or
Easily.
anyone. Yeah.
They gave 100 million to Prince Harry and Meghan.
I didn't know that, but I
Yeah,
know that I'm sure the Kelsey brothers are making the same 100
they
million
made
too.
100 million.
Yeah.
Like guys, all of you quarterbacks, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, I think it was Joe Burrow, Chase, and Higgins are making 52% of the cap.
That's crazy.
You're not winning. There
That's
is a
crazy.
salary cap. You cannot win. So you're
You don't
looking.
have a defense. Like,
Patrick Mahomes does it to a degree, right? So some quarterbacks are getting paid 60. Mahomes gets paid around 44. Josh Allen's getting paid 56. Josh Allen, I can solve all your fucking problems right now. Drop that
wake
56
up.
to 10, right? Yeah. Oh my God, that's $40 million. Go sign a shoe deal. You will make it back in a heartbeat. Give up the money.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even
win Super Bowls.
even in half, you could get $20 million, 30 million, 25. You could get a good pass rusher and a good number two wide receiver for that money.
In the
Even if you
last
put it
few
in half.
years, in the last few years of Tim Duncan's career, he took a massive pay cut. Kobe Bryant did not. Kobe Bryant he also got hurt, but Kobe Bryant and his teams, even when he was healthy, the Steve Nash years, didn't do shit. Tim Duncan ended up winning an NBA title at the end. He went to back to back. Give up the money, Josh Allen. Go win a Super Bowl. Tom Brady did it. I mean, I sent this in the group chat. Um, I wonder if I can find it. So photos. Here it is. Here's Tom Brady's salary. So I'm going to start it in 2007. MVP year after his rookie deal. 7 million. 14, 14, 17, 13. 2012, his salary against the cap, 8 million. 13, 14, 14, 13, 14. Last year at the Patriots, 21. Buccaneers, 10 million. This was in
That was recent.
2021.
Yeah.
2022, his salary against the cap, 11 million. How would he, how did he have all these players? He just was taking pay cuts.
Nah. He's getting paid like a rookie.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that is
So
crazy.
easier said than done, but that's what I would do, especially with how easy Josh Allen. If he really wants to win, you're crying like a little baby. Your left tackle's crying. Go take the pay cut. Go get yourself a wide receiver and defensive end, and you'll win Super Bowls. And everyone, you'll be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Because right now you're not.
He's starting to enter Marino status.
I know.
All right, so we had another. What's up?
The rest of the topics I'll go shorter.
That is a big topic though,
Yeah.
because it's just the same thing every year. They got punched and they lose. That one hurt more than Mahomes, I think, losing to Mahomes. Anyway, other AFC game, Patriots, Texans. Uh, Texans have the best defense in football. CJ Stroud turned the ball over 4 times. Didn't look like he knew where the ball was going coming out of his hand. With that being said, he's probably due for a contract. I'm guessing this is his third season, so he probably will. He's probably due for a contract now. Usually after your third season.
He's eligible.
Yeah, he's eligible now. So usually this is when you'll sign a guy either after this season or next season. Uh, would you give him what contract are you looking at for CJ Stroud? We saw his performance this year. I don't remember last year, but I know they didn't win the Super Bowl. So would they lose last year in the first round? Yeah,
I don't remember to be honest. I think
yeah.
no, I think they won because I saw the coach was like, "This is the first coach to win his first three playoff games in 3 seasons," but he also hasn't been past the divisional round.
Okay. Anyway, so he's due for a contract. What's if you're the Texans GM, your team trading for him, what do you give him?
I mean, if I
I
had to give him a contract, I'd probably, uh, for Christ's sake, I mean, after that performance, he's still a franchise. I mean, you don't want to be stuck in a Kyler Murray situation.
Yeah.
That's
Or
like,
Tua.
yeah, Tua or Kyler Murray, that's your worst situation. But at the same time, it's really hard to get a franchise quarterback. I would personally give him like a Sam Darnold contract. I'm like, hey, here's a 3-year extension, 100 million. You know, it's about 33 million a year. Uh, and then the 2 years of his rookie deal, so his fourth year, that's the same. Then I'm going to pick up your fifth year, so that'd be like 10, 15 million. Then I'm going to add 3 more years after that. So basically, he would be under contract for 5 more years. That's what I would do. I would never offer him a max right now because you have another year. Um, that's what I would do. I also think just one little comment on the Texans. I think that was bad coaching. At what point, if you're a coach, just run the ball. Uh,
That's what I actually had I had with the defense. I think if they ran the ball every single play, or you even put Mills in, like it's at least a closer game. You don't lose by 12, maybe you lose by 5 or
yeah,
like 6, something like that. Um,
there was a game versus it was the Patriots versus Bills. Bill Belichick was still there. I think they threw it like 2 times, but
was it Matt Castle or was it like Mac
no,
Jones?
no, no. It was like Mac Jones. I think they ran it like 55 times and they won the game. It was like snowing.
Yeah,
The wind, no, it was wind. The wind was going so crazy. If they had ran it, I think if they had ran it every single time, the Texans could have won that game.
I think so too. Their running backs aren't even great, but you just can't turn the ball over
No,
against that team
no, that many
with your
times.
defense. Yeah,
So I would not give him a max contract.
no. He he had 7 turnovers in 2 games in the playoffs, and they won one too. When they held the Steelers to 6 points.
You know, that's just mentally something's off.
Yeah. I think it's the cold weather too. He plays in a dome and he plays in the South the whole season, and all of a sudden he's got to
And
go to.
I thought that too, but he played at Ohio State.
That's true too. I don't know. He didn't. It looked like he didn't know where the ball was going when he was throwing it. Like he couldn't hit a guy in stride. He was throwing behind him over their head.
No.
It was weird, honestly. It was bizarre to watch an NFL quarterback do that, especially one who was like proven they're at least a decent player.
Yep. I agree. No,
Um,
I would to answer your question. No, I would not give him a major contract
yeah. So,
at all.
all
Uh,
right. You want to start the next topic? You want me to?
yeah, yeah. Easy question. The 49ers got absolutely blown out. Do you think they rebuild or just bring back the same squad? Because I feel like it's been the same squad for like literally 10 years.
I
Trent
think this is
McDuffie, Bosa, George Kittle, CMC.
Yeah. I think that this is the time where you might need to start retooling. I wouldn't say full rebuild where you burn the whole house down, but you just paid Brock Purdy like one of the highest contracts in the league. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know he got paid. So it feels like this is the time where you want your roster to get a little bit younger. Like these old guys are starting to get hurt now. Warner was out most of the season. Bosa was out the whole season. Kittle is going to probably miss all of next season. So I think this is probably the time where you want to pivot. You trade Warner and Bosa for first or second round picks. You dump CMC off, even though that would hurt because he is like still one of the best players in the league. But it feels like this is the time. They've reached their ceiling, which was the Super Bowl a few years ago, and you know once you're at a certain age in the NFL, it's not gonna get any better. So maybe if I don't even know a team that maybe the Giants need CMC as their running back. They wanna replace Tracy or Scat. Or maybe the Jets want Bosa. You just got to get rid of these guys.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, I just don't think that. I mean, the Rams kind of just did it. They just had a mini rebuild within 3 years.
yeah,
Their entire defense is brand new. Uh,
yeah.
you got Puka instead of Cup. You got Karen Williams instead of Todd Gurley.
Verse instead of Donald.
Yep, they rebuilt their entire team in 3 years, and I think the 49ers have to do that. If you look at the NFC, the Seahawks looked so much faster. And I know the 49ers are hurt, but that's the whole point. It's these older guys get hurt.
They break down. Yeah,
I'll keep it short and sweet. I think they should rebuild.
yeah.
I'm a big rebuild guy. So I'd be like, this group was together. This group went to, I believe, like I think they went to like 5 NFC Championship games. They went to 2 Super Bowls. Okay, we tried our best. We were there. Uh,
Yeah.
listen, if they don't swing and miss at the Trey Lance trade, because remember they
That was big. Yeah,
gave up 3 first-round draft picks for Trey Lance.
yeah.
Hey, you went for it, and it didn't work out, and now you got to rebuild.
And I mean, they got the franchise quarterback anyway with the last pick in the draft. I don't know. I think it was the year after maybe when they got Purdy, but
Yeah, but you still gave up 3 first-round draft picks.
yeah, hurt him.
Hurt you.
I would tell Shanahan, you're not going anywhere. We still want you. We still love you.
Been able to stay forever.
But we got to get rid of some of these guys. And I think he would even understand it, honestly. I'm sure he loves them all to death, but you
It
gotta,
literally, the Rams just did this.
yeah,
He just rebuilt their entire roster in 3 years. You just
yeah.
take some time. The Steelers did it with Big Ben. They went from Hines Ward and Santonio Holmes to all
AB,
AB and the whole new team. That's just teams do that. The Giants did it. The Giants had uh, Toomer, Plexico, Kevin Boss. Then all of a sudden, Steve Smith. Then they had Keem Nicks, Victor Cruz, Mario Manningham. I mean,
Patriots did it too.
yeah, you just do it. You have to do it. You have to redo. You have to redo it.
Turn over the roster.
Over the
Yeah,
roster. Too old. The NFL, you can't play over 30, 32. You're too
yeah,
old. Unless like like an anomaly, like Derrick Henry or Tom Brady. But those are anomalies.
yeah.
Do the law. So rebuild. Um,
All
the
right.
Bears. The Bears.
Absolute thriller in Chicago.
Mhm.
What a game.
Last game of the week. The Bears. Simple question. Did the Bears quarterback and head coach, did they prove to you that they are going to be playoff contenders for many years to come?
Yeah, I think so. Not even, I wouldn't even say it was because of Caleb. I think having that coach and that scheme and the scheme that he calls and runs is gonna just prove itself over and over and over, yeah, over and over again as a successful product and a winning product. And I think that's kind of what the Bears fans and organization have needed since Rex Grossman led them to the Super Bowl however long ago. Um, it looks like they have some pieces. Like I don't want to shit on Caleb. He looks good. I think the quarterback does matter, but they also have Burden, who looks like he's going to become a wide receiver one. They have Loveland, who looks like he's going to be a star. And they could finally start using some picks on something other than offensive weapons. So I would say that they're probably going to I don't know. They look like they're going to be the team to beat next year in the NFC North, and probably for the next 5 years, I'd say that they're going to be the team to beat in the NFC North. So, um, I think they have what it takes. I think they're going to be a contender.
Yep, I agree with that. Everything you just said with the head coach. I think Caleb Williams will have to take a next step. Like he'll have to take that step into like elite quarterback in order for this team to like be continuously good. But I
Has
love,
to be a little better in the pocket.
yep, can't keep rolling to the right. Love this head coach. I love how he outwardly is like, I hate the Packers. Yeah. I feel like the city of Chicago has been like, even though it's a gigantic city compared to Green Bay, I feel like they've been kind of like mentally little brother to Green Bay,
Yeah,
like weirdly,
absolutely.
even though they're not in the same city. So you kind of,
They're like an hour apart though. They're close.
yeah, but Green Bay is like a town, and Chicago is
Yeah,
like the third or fourth largest city in America
yeah,
with its own GDP. Like you would think Chicago would be like, F you guys. But Green Bay had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, so that
yeah.
entire generation just has been destroyed. So yeah, I like this guy. I like he's telling F you. I think the Packers, this was 2 weeks ago, but I think the Packers are one of the most overrated teams right now. I think Jordan Love's overrated. I think LaFleur is overrated. I just would say keep your eye out for the Lions. If they're healthy, they
Yeah.
still got a squad. So if they're healthy, their core is not old yet. Like Gibbs, um,
Gibbs is like 22.
Aiden Hutchinson,
Yeah.
St. Brown, their left tackle,
Well, Jamison Williams too.
Williams,
Penei Sewell.
they're young. Like they
Yeah.
just keep getting like, hey, whatever you're doing in the off season, stop. Because these guys can't make it to the end of the season. They're dying.
Yeah.
Um,
They need a couple more pieces on defense, I think, the Lions, which isn't that should be addressable in the draft.
yeah. So, but to answer the question, will they be good for a long time? I think so. I don't see a collapse coming. I don't see the Commanders happening,
Yeah, I agree.
collapse happening with this team. I think they're too good.
It's the coach too. Like they don't have I don't know who's the Reds or the Commanders coach, Cam
Dan Quinn.
Quinn. Yeah, there you go.
I'm
They
not
don't
a
have Quinn.
Dan Quinn fan.
What's up?
I'm not a Dan Quinn fan.
No, I don't know why they kept him around even. I guess I kind of had to because they made the playoffs last year, but I think the head coach discrepancy between the two is the difference between them being the Commanders and being a team that can sustain. So,
That's why I'm so happy with the Giants. Like I don't remember as a kid like the coach making this much of a difference. Maybe because I was just young.
no,
But looking back, we I had Tom Coughlin. Like so, I guess it was at the time.
no.
All right, moving on to what we probably should have opened with, but we're weird. It's the conference championship weekend. Before we start this, I would like to say to my mom, my girlfriend, it's really any girl out there who is wondering when this is over. Let me give you an exact blueprint. So there's the conference championship game this weekend. No, there are no games on Saturday or Monday.
Which is nice.
It's 3 p.m. and 6:30.
Yeah,
Then we have next weekend. You're going to think there's no football this weekend. It's over. It's not.
it's the Pro
There's
Bowl.
a bye week between games. Now, if you're a sicko like me and maybe Bobby, there's the Pro Bowl, which they turned literally into a flag football game. I will probably tune in.
I like that when they do like the dodgeball and they catch it from like the drone or whatever. I like that stuff, but the actual game itself, I don't usually watch.
Okay. Then there's another 5 days, and then there's the Super Bowl. After the Super Bowl, it's over. Okay. So the
But
darkest
is it really?
Well, then I start tuning into, basketball and baseball and the draft and March Madness. And
Yeah. Free agency starts like pretty soon after the Super Bowl, though. That's the thing. Like, what is the free agency like? The end of March, like early, even
No, no.
mid-March?
I'm just giving hope to every girl out there
Okay.
who's like confused of because for some reason they don't they're like, when is this over? I thought this was over. I thought fantasy was done. I'm like, fantasy's over, but now we have this. So it's conference championship weekend. Uh and just wanted to throw that in there. I'm gonna make a clip and probably send it to Allison. Um Patriots at Broncos. Broncos lost their starting quarterback. Who wins and why?
Tough to lose Knicks on a kneel down too. It
Is that
wasn't even like
is
he.
that why you lost it?
Yeah, I mean that's what it looked like at least.
Oh,
Yeah, brutal. I thought it was gonna be a complete toss-up game if Knicks was in. I think with Stidham in, backup QB, their defense still will ball out though. I think it's not gonna be an easy day uh, for Drake May. I'm still gonna take the Patriots though, and I just want to say it makes me sad that the Patriots are probably gonna go back to the Super Bowl. They were good for my whole childhood. They went through like a 6 year rough patch or something like that, and now they're gonna go right back. And their quarterback looks like he's good. He's young.
their
So
coach
it's
looks like awesome, the best.
very. Would you say the coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vrabel looks like he's leading a leader of men. They should have kept Gerard Mayo just for my sake. You had to go to Vrabel, take him from us. I think we were trying to hire him before the Patriot job opened up. So, anyway, back to the game. I have the Patriots 28-17, or I'm sorry, 24-17.
24-17 is close. I have the Patriots 30, 31-17.
Okay.
I think it's close. It's close. It's close. Turnover Broncos. Patriots score. Close, close, close. Patriots score. Like I don't think the Broncos are gonna be able to score. I don't think this quarterback. I mean, I don't know. The way Sean Payton's talking, he's like freaking Drew Brees. But he hasn't thrown a pass the entire year. It's going to be a very intense environment. Um,
He's the Patriots' old quarterback, I think, old backup behind Drake
yeah,
May.
yeah. Patriots all day. Um, that's
It's
it.
kind of a bummer that this ended up being the game. It would have been a lot better to see either Bo Nix play or to see the Bills play the Patriots.
Well,
It would have been a lot more juicy.
it would have been like cinema if it was Bills Patriots and like
Yeah,
Bills. You can go to the Super Bowl if you beat this fucking team, and the Patriots are like, no, we're back.
yeah,
So like it would have been a lot more fun. Or Bo Nix playing, but this is it's anticlimactic.
it is.
Uh, it's the first game, thank God. You know, a little thing last weekend. I know Seattle's on the West Coast, but the Broncos are also in the West. Kind of anticlimactic to watch that Bills Broncos game and then the 49ers Seahawks. Like, why wouldn't they have the Seahawks 49ers first and then the Bills Broncos? Because after that Bills Broncos game, not only was I kind of like done, but the 49ers Seattle game was terrible. Like,
Yeah,
what are you guys doing there planning wise? But they got it right this weekend.
yeah, I agree.
Um,
That brings us to the next game. So Rams, they keep winning close. That was a good game. They beat the Carolina Panthers close. They beat the Chicago Bears close. Against a team that got to sit for a week, and then they just absolutely destroyed the 49ers up in Seattle. So what's your pick? Who wins and why do you think they win?
um, I really, really think Seattle's a good team, but I'm going Rams. I'm going Rams because at the end of the day, I like not Sam. I like Matt Stafford over Sam Darnold. I mean, I can't imagine. Like, first of all, Sam Darnold's hurt. Second of all, he's not going to play well. He threw four interceptions versus the Rams the first game of the season. I just think the Rams are used to like you have to remember when the Rams played the 49ers in LA a couple years ago in the NFC Championship game, they had to go into silent snap count because there were so many 49ers fans. Like Stafford's just been around so long. I don't think he's gonna have a problem with that crowd.
No,
I think their two wide receivers are just two of the top 10 wide receivers in the league, especially in the red zone. I think they're gonna run the ball. I think their defense is ferocious. I got Rams. If I were to give a score, it definitely would be close because the Seahawks are so good. Um, I would say Rams 24, Seahawks 21. One of the things that's huge for Seattle, and I'm not kidding, is that stupid fucking running back getting hurt.
Sharp.
Sharp. Because now Walker, who was on my fantasy team, he'll actually get the ball, and he's so much more sick. He's so much better,
Yeah.
Sharp, that it's actually unbelievable. It would have been like,
It's like
uh,
Algier and Bijan.
yeah, it would be like if Tyler Algier or Montgomery got hurt, and a team was like, "Gosh darn it, now I have to give the ball to Bijan Robinson every play."
Yeah.
He's averaging 7.6 yards per carry. I'm like, oh, if I were the other team, I'd be like, oh my God. So that might help Seattle is Walker getting the ball every single time. But I'll go Rams.
I have the Rams as well. I have them winning a relatively high scoring game, 30 to 27. It seems like just the past two games that they played this year were already so close. They duked it out. I'd give the edge on offense to the Rams. I'd give the edge on defense to the Seahawks, and I think that's why this is going to be such a great matchup. There is one thing that I'd like to look at, and it's kind of like if these two teams met in the Super Bowl, what's the theme? And I think the theme of the Rams playing the Patriots would be probably the best because it's this young MVP candidate. He looks like he's going to be one of the next best quarterbacks against this old quarterback who already has a Super Bowl. He has a ton of experience, and it looks like he's going to be the one who ends up winning the MVP.
Yeah.
I think that's the best theme out of all these possible ones, and none of them really line up with the Broncos. I don't know what the theme would be, especially without Knicks. Um, so I like to see the Rams in it, and I'm taking the Rams.
Yep. All right. So same people.
Yep.
Um, Power rankings this week. It's gonna be really different. There's only four teams. So decided not to do power rankings.
By
Traditionally,
the way, if there was actual power rankings, it's Rams, Seahawks, Patriots, Broncos.
that's what I thought you'd do.
No.
Instead, we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna do Bobby's power rankings of top six remaining coaching spots available. So obviously the Giants and the Falcons have picked up their coaching spots. Um, I'm going to I did it in alphabetical order. So the remaining spots are Bills, Browns, Cardinals, Raiders, Ravens, and Steelers. You got some heavy hitters in there. You got a great franchise like the Steelers. You have Ravens and Bills who have the top three quarterback of the league. So
Then just absolute dysfunction with two of them too.
yeah. So what would you rank the we'll start at number six.
Number six.
Yep.
I have the Browns as my number six team. Browns is the Browns in the words of Juju Smith-Schuster. They spent two picks on quarterbacks last year. They still have Watson's contract fully guaranteed on their books. I don't know what they're gonna do about that. I actually don't know when it expires, but I know it at least runs through next season. The only upside I think is you have this absolute monster playing defensive line for you. If you're able to figure out the rest, you might win some games. You might make the playoffs. I have the Browns as my number six team. Number five, I have the Cardinals. I think Kyler's a goner. They do have some pieces. McBride, Michael Wilson, James Conner's gonna be back next year. I think they're gonna trade Marvin Harrison. I don't know what it is, but I think they're gonna try and flip him for like maybe that might be the landing spot for the Bills is Marvin Harrison. The I think a good thing about the Cardinals is they're probably realize that they're in almost a complete rebuild mode. They're going to give you a few years. Like it's not just going to be if you don't win some games in the first 2 years, you're gone. I think they give you at least three. Number four, I have the rate. I'm sorry, number four, I have the Steelers actually. Um, they're kind of in dysfunction. I don't think Rodgers. I think Rodgers might retire, honestly. So you're gonna have to figure out quarterback. They have some pieces in DK, TJ Watt, Nate. Is it Nate or Nick Herbig? I don't know. It's one of the Herbigs. Um, so, they kind of have an aging core, but they have been probably the most consistent franchise in the NFL for the past like 50 years. So I guess this will be the year where we figure out whether that's like organizational that they've been so consistent or if it's actually just the three coaches that they've had over that span of time. So I have the Steelers number four. Number three, I have the Raiders. There's still a lot to be done. you have to figure out the O-line, you have to figure out the defense. But you get the number one pick. You're probably going to get the Heisman winner in Mendoza. And then you have a full slate of draft picks. They didn't trade any picks, so they have a full 1 through 7 plus some comps. And then you also have Genty and Bowers who look like possible all-stars at both of their positions. Number two, I have the Ravens. You have Lamar, generational player. You have a good roster, good infrastructure, and I think we talked about it earlier in the season. They just seem like a more model organization before this one. This season kind of blew up in their face. I think it was more so due to injury though than anything else. So I have the Ravens number two, and then number one. I mean, I have to pick the Bills. I think you have Josh Allen. You have, they're a perennial contender. They make the playoffs every year, and they always just come up a little bit short. Um, the only thing that turns me off, and the reason why I didn't want to have them number one is the ownership is bad. I don't know if you saw the clip of their like press conference today, but the GM and the owner just look like complete idiots.
Yeah.
Um, but if you're the coach that puts them over the edge and you win a Super Bowl, like you're gonna be idolizing the city. You're gonna have a 50-foot gold statue. So I think the Bills are the number one pick. If I was a coach, I could go anywhere.
Yeah. The only one I disagree with you for is I just think the Steelers and the Raiders. Well, actually, I disagree with two of yours. I would rather be the Browns coach than the Cardinals, uh,
Okay,
just because I think when Watson's contract does run out, I think this year, their defense is ferocious. Like there is nothing ferocious about the Cardinals. And then I would always pick the Steelers over the Raiders, just because. Yeah, the Raiders have the number one pick, but the Steelers have had three coaches in 60 years.
no,
Like they're probably the number one franchise you want to work for. They weren't firing Tomlin; he left.
that's true. But
Um,
why did he leave? Like he just had enough.
had enough. Uh, Fun fact: the Steelers have had uh, three coaches in 60 years, and the Raiders are paying four coaches,
That's funny.
currently paying four head coaches and their entire staff.
Is Gruden one of them?
Yes.
That's funny.
So yeah, I'll be a Steeler because, or maybe I'd rather be a Raider because then I could get fired and live off that money for like the rest of my life. So no, I'm sorry. I'd rather a Raider because I want to get fired after a season and just make all the money. I think it's like Gruden, it's Pete Carroll, it's Antonio Pierce. And
That's
it's
crazy. They're still paying Antonio Pierce.
yeah, no, they're paying four coaches right now. I forgot the other guy, but I know it's four.
Why did they hire Pete Carroll, by the way, if they were gonna fire him after one? Like they knew that they didn't have a good enough roster to be good this year. I don't understand why they fired him.
There's paying head coaches. Oh, and they're paying. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So the Raiders are actually paying. Was Josh McDaniels a head coach there?
I don't remember.
Neither, but it's John Gruden, Antonio Pierce, Pete Carroll, and Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly was the OC this year.
So then Josh McDaniels, they have Josh McDaniels, John Gruden, Antonio Pierce, Pete Kelly. They're paying over $50 million next year.
I think their owner has like money issues too. How does he keep affording to fire these guys and pay them out and then pay the next guy to come in as well?
That's
It's
crazy.
interesting.
All
I
right.
guess I can see where you disagree with Raiders and Steelers. I just think the Raiders are in a better position to
They
build a
are,
roster.
they are, but
They're the Raiders.
all right. It's getting late, so we'll wrap it
Yep.
up. Worst take, best take, last minute shout outs. Little fun thing we do. Worst take of the week. I'll start it off. I'm just going to read it so I don't go into a rant. My worst take of the week are that I said that the Patriots are not a well run organization. And I said that it was all Tom Brady. Clearly, I was wrong. It might literally be the best run organization in the league. And then I doubled down last week and I picked the Texans to win. So definitely wrong. The owner recognized he had made a mistake with Mayo. They drafted well, they got the right coach, and they are a very well run organization, and they'll probably win the Super Bowl. That's where I was wrong.
I was wrong. You could circle one game on the slate. Broncos Bills. I had the Bills as my AFC champion. I had the Broncos on complete and total fraud watch. They turned over the ball. They turned over the game away. The Bills did. I was wrong. It
Yeah,
sucks. That was actually like the probably the team I was pulling for the hardest was the Bills too. So it
yeah.
sucks.
I think a lot of people were.
Yeah.
Best take of the week. Once again, I'm going to read it, so I'm going to a rant. The Yankees. The Yankees will have the same offseason that they have had the past 16 years. They sign a guy in his early 30s to a bad contract, never getting younger, never trading the right people, never taking any actual risk, never going for it all, never being young. We are in no man's land. We will make the playoffs. We will beat an AL Central team, maybe even a bad Rays team, and then we will lose and repeat. It has been 16 years. I, it's just the same thing, and I'm right, and we'll never win. So,
My best take, Rams Seahawks being in the NFC Championship game. I was looking back at power rankings, and I feel like I kind of do this as prep for every single time we meet. I've had them as my top two NFC teams for a decent amount of time now, probably since like I think mid-November, something like that. And one of them is gonna be the NFC champion. And it seemed like that was written on the wall for a while, at least in my eyes, and came to fruition. So, uh, it's my best take.
good. And last minute shout outs. I didn't really have one this week, so I kind of did something that was close and personal. And this will probably sound sarcastic, but it's the cold weather. Summers down here in Florida are kind of like your winters. I really don't go outside. It's super depressing. Like even just walking in my car, I'm dripping sweat. I hate it. They're brutal. I am loving the cold. I'm loving being outside. Spring is coming. Spring is in 80 and sunny and never raining for like 3 months. So from mid February all the way to mid April, it is honestly, and I used to say this to you in college, I think Florida is probably the best place to live in the entire world. If you consider like living in the United States with the weather, just I won't go too deep, but it's unbelievable
Yeah, it is.
why people live here. It's why there's snowbirds
No,
right now until first week of May, best time of the year.
no place you'd rather be. I
Yep.
agree. That's I love that time of year going back to school around this time. It starts class again. It's like perfect weather the whole
All the
semester.
way, whole
And
semester.
then I would go back to New York and have actual summer.
Yeah.
Uh, my last minute shout out is to my good friend Tyler. I'm going to a bachelor party next weekend down in Scottsdale. Um, Looking forward to just hanging out with my buddies, getting to golf a little bit, and just getting some warm, non-humid air. I've never actually been to a desert area before, so looking forward to seeing how Scottsdale is and playing some golf and drinking some beers and stuff like that. Should be fun.